Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be sharing a conversation I had with one of my most inspiring clients named Marlon in South Florida. This guy is awesome. He's super smart and really creative on the way that he approaches the business. In today's video, we talked about getting started, the right way to approach clients, and really the potential of growth that this industry has. Marlon's company is called Raw Power EV Charging, and I've added his contact info below if you wanted to reach out. Marlon took my course and said it was such a big help to get his business off the ground, and now he's got a bunch of EV chargers installed and making money. And if you want to take the same course that Marlon did, I've added that below as well. All right, let's go.
It's such a smart way to do it. However, watching one of your more recent videos about the tap to pay, I don't think they are tap to pay. I don't
That's
think,
tricky.
and that's tricky. I liken Tesla to Apple, right? Because they didn't invent anything new, but they have perfected.
Yeah,
They perfected the system. You may not necessarily be an iPhone user, but
I am.
you know what an iPhone is. You know what I mean? You know
Super
what an
simple.
iPhone is, and you know it's simplicity and it's the ecosystem. You know, the plug and playness of Tesla, there's only a matter of time before everybody else gets on board to be able to offer that, because it's so simple. It is so easy to use. That learning curve is nil, because you don't have to, like you said, download another app or you don't have to tap your actual car. Once you're able to just plug in and go, there are people who shy away. One of my favorite EVs on the market right now is the Chevy Silverado. We've talked about that a few times.
Super
I love
nice.
that truck. But what people hate about it is the having to actually lock the car when you walk away. It's just very what you would deem to be simple things. But if you're thinking of these vehicles, you know, both in a literal and a figurative sense, these vehicles are for the future. So you got me doing something that I used to do back in the day. I'm probably not going to want to do it because my eye is on innovation. My eye is on what's happening next, what's down the road, you know? And that's the exciting. So when you see the atoms of the world and you just see so many different implementations and concepts. I was even reading an article about Australia. There, the government is essentially wanting to be in the hardware game, where they're going to let private sector do the management. So what they're able to do is, if you have a light pole, you know, that's just sitting up, they would mount the EV box directly to the light pole, run the power off the cords, run the power off the power lines. And then if you have like street parking and there's a power pole right there, you can just pull up the charge. I was like, that's future thing. Because you're tapping into all that infrastructure, right? And I was just like, damn, like that'll probably be so much red tape to do something like that here in the US, you know? Because I never thought, being in Florida, I never thought, you know, above ground power wires were smart. Because we get hurricanes. So it's just only a matter of time for the hurricanes to come through, knock that down, and now you're out of power. I always thought it's smarter just to run it under. More expensive, yes, but your uptime is better. And in either situation, how Australia's doing, if you have it just ran underground, or if it's above ground with a pole, you can just tap into the line because it's readily available.
That's cool that the government's like getting creative too. Because usually governments are like, no, this is how things are done. We don't have creative ideas here. We just work with what we got. And Australia is kind of changing the game. So what do you see? Speaking of, like, I love what you said when you were like, if you're catching up to what's going on right now, it's like you're already falling behind in the past. You want to be thinking ahead. Like with Tesla, when you walk away from Tesla, you don't even have to worry about locking your car. It's so intuitive and it feels like the future. So what are you seeing? So tell me what, I know you've been making some moves with your business. So what's going on with Raw Power there?
We're just trying to run as fast as we can towards, you know, the end goal. I have an amount that I want to end the year out with as far as stations. And I just signed a contract yesterday for a couple of more. So
You did?
I'm making my ways, man. I'm making my ways, God willing. In the next 3 weeks, I should be at my 50% goal for the year. So I got to finish the year strong, but I'm certainly, I'm running towards that as quickly as possible.
That is awesome.
I had some really, really, really fantastic meetings with a couple of the municipalities in my area, and they are 100% on board and they are excited. They are willing to actually assist me in some of the grant opportunities that are available in the area. So, one thing, and we touched on this previously, one thing that I'm trying to force myself to be better at is talking about my business. And I met with
Yeah.
some guys last, and we were talking. I said, I used to really be enthusiastic about music, right? Wanted to be in the music industry, not so much as an artist, but more of the business side of it all. I today have the same, if not more, enthusiasm about this business that I had then, because it's just it's so new. It puts me in
It's
different rooms.
exciting.
I have it's very, very exciting,
Yeah.
and just the enthusiasm that people have with me, in the moments of talking about it and just telling people about different. And I try to learn as much about the ground level, right? So I know a decent amount about the different cars. I know a good amount about the tax incentives that are, soon to be out of
Yeah.
the window. I love to learn about it. It's one of those things that it's going to keep you up because you're excited.
Man, when I was first starting, like when I first started the second EV charging company, because we had a little bit more money and I was new and and this was sort of like a fresh slate. I'm not joking. Like the first couple of weeks, I couldn't sleep because I had so many ideas. I was so excited. It was just like you get fired up. And when you talk to other people with that enthusiasm, they get excited too.
Very much so. And I actually had someone told me that first time I ever met this young lady, and she said she knows I'll be successful because of how excited I am about the business. And
Love
I
it.
was like, it's a fantastic, and
Yeah.
it's encouraging. Those days when they're being a little slow to respond to an email, or if
Yeah.
you just didn't get the call back, or you got sent a voicemail as you're expanding or working on expanding, you can kind of get a little down a little bit, it can be a bit frustrating, but when you see that one YouTube video, it's like, aha, that's a
Get an idea.
that like when I found when the algorithms did what they're supposed to do
Yeah.
and brought you to YouTube page, I was just like, he's confirming everything that I think. Now, like the few things like, all right, well, maybe I need to tweak this or tweak that. And obviously, you and I being literally thousands of miles away from each other, but it just confirms so much. And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
well, at least I know I'm on the right. Obviously, the particulars are going to be a little bit different given different countries and we're literally on opposite sides of the continent. But, the vast majority of it is going to be the same. Power is power, irrespective of how you calculate it. It's still power, and
Yeah.
the redistribution, the resale of energy is what we do, and there are not many
Exactly.
people out there that do it. It's very, very exciting. And even when you see the atoms of the world, and I'm sure there are many other hardware providers out there, it's eye opening, and it's like, wow, the entire world is moving in this direction
Definitely.
rapidly at that.
Yeah, it's exciting. Also, I'd love if you were to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also please comment below if you have any questions and want me to cover any topics that I haven't addressed yet. I'll make sure to add those to the upcoming video schedule.